Yo, what's up, everybody? Holding Nice with you here, bringing you Dr. Stone anime review. This is episode 7 titled Where Did the 200 Million Years Have Gone? This was a very eccentric episode. Very hilarious. Basically, a new female friend, Kohaku, she basically, tells Senku about her village and stuff, and how far it is from where she's at, and the reason why she's here is because she gathers water for her sister, Ryu, who is very sick with an illness. And her and Senku have some laughs here and there, and there's some jokes about Senku calling her a lioness because of how strong and fierce she is. Then Senku tries to help her with a gallon of water, and when he goes to get it from her to pick it up for her, he actually drops to the floor and the water spills out, so they have to go back and get more. But he made this vehicle that's meant to go downhill and use the momentum, so they use that to get to the village, as you see in one of my thumbnails. And they get there and he's shocked, and he was like, how many people are in your village? And she was like, around 40. And Senku was like, wow, this must be like a second or third generation city, maybe leftover from leftover humans from at least 100 years back at most. And he's like, this is interesting. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to go inside the city because there's two guards, and these two guards are brothers. One is named Ginro. He's the younger brother, and the older brother is Kenro. And they have a law in their, little village that any outsiders not allowed. Because usually outsiders are people that were either banned one time from a long ago or from another tribe, so they don't want no drama. So they don't allow any outsiders to come in. Even though he did save her life, Kohaku, they didn't accept it. So she was like, well, let's fight about it then. It's 2 against 1. You have the advantage. But Senku was like, I got this. Don't be all mean to them or whatever. And he basically used the water that she brought with a piece of soap that he made earlier in back episodes. And I'm not sure if I'm the only one who started thinking of this, but I started thinking of Pokemon. If you remember the old school move, Bubble. Well, that's exactly what he used, and he made a whole bunch of bubbles and he sent it towards them. And no matter how much they tried to pop it with their spears, it just more kept on being created, and it was freaked out by this. But then we meet the sorcerer of this village, who, this is the person that Kohaku was talking to Senku about last episode, that they have a sorcerer in the village, and basically his name is Chrome. This is another main character of ours. So we got Ginro and Kenro, which is the brothers, Kohaku, which is our main female, best female girl, and then we have Chrome. Now Chrome is one of my very favorite characters. I will put him as my top 3. Because number 1 we have not seen yet, number 2 is Senku, and number 3 is Chrome. And my number 1 favorite character, we haven't seen him yet, but he is in the opening, I believe, or the ending. He's in one of them, but I'm gonna say that for later. But basically, Chrome is a sorcerer, and he challenged Senku to a sorcerer battle, and they battled it out. And no matter what type of sorcery that that Chrome tries to build up to fight against Senku was just saying, oh, you did this and this, you mixed this and this, you took these stones from this area and you combined it with this water and this, and you made all this stuff. And Chrome is like, what the heck is up with this man? Is he reading my mind? Does he have that type of ability? Is that his sorcery, to be able to read minds? But Senku broke it down and was like, oh no, in my time we don't call ourselves sorcery, we call ourselves scientists. And of course Chrome doesn't know that word, so he was like, what's that? But eventually Senku ended up defeating Chrome in the sorcerer battle, and he ends up taking Chrome's hideout for himself. And Chrome has a lot of materials in the hideout that he's been collecting for years, because he wants to find a recovery potion to recover Yuri, who is Kohaku's sister, who she was gathering the water for, to heal her. At this point, Kohaku leaves to deliver the water, and they talk, and when they talking, we see what Kohaku does, and she goes to her sister and she drops the water off, and her sister tells her 2 guards to leave. She wants to speak to her sister alone. And they were like, we can't do that, you're a princess and you're sick. And she's like, this is my sister, I'm begging y'all, please. So they left, and the instant her guards left, she ran down and she confronted Kohaku, and she was like, what's wrong with you? Something must have happened. Your hair is not place right, this place different. Your clothes is kind of dingy. What's going on? I was very sick. Blah, blah, blah. But she's talking so fast and so desperate that she ends up coughing because of her sickness, and she collapsed. And of course, Kohaku, as a younger sister, is worried for her older sister, and she helps her up. And they start to talk, and she was like, what had happened? Now, I'm assuming, because from this part, we skip over back to Senku and Chrome, so I'm assuming she's probably telling her the story of how she met Senku, since nobody's around to stop Senku and know that his existence except Ginro and Kairo, who he made spears for them out of gold and silver, so they kind of on his good side now, so they are allowing him to come in if he wants, but he hasn't really come in because he's talking to Chrome. And he tells Chrome about what science is, the breakdown of science, and the whole story of the 3,700 years that has happened. And when he tells Chrome the story, you would think a regular person hearing this would be like, oh, you lying, you come from an alternate time, and blah, blah, blah. But Chrome, as silly as he might seem, he actually took this pretty well. And we see that he actually is pretty mature and very smart at science. And he actually starts to cry. But he's not crying out of sadness. He was actually crying out of anger. He was like, whoever made this purification ray or this curse, I want to find this person and I want to kill him for taking away this future from me. This could have been a future that I was born in, that I could have enjoyed, that I could have grown as a scientist. And Senku's hearing his words, and he's very, very shocked at the character development and growth of this character that he just met, and whom we ourselves, the viewers of the show, just met. So yeah, Chrome, he may have his little twerks here and there of like haha comedic stuff, but he is a smart character. Is he as smart as Senku? No, nobody is right now. But he is a very smart person. I mean, not counting Senku, he technically will be the smartest person. He may not be the brightest. You know, there's a difference between being bright and being smart. So, but as that goes on, we basically get the ending, and that basically is the ending. And yeah, it was a really entertaining and great episode. Can't wait for next week. Can't wait to see what is gonna go on with the whole shenanigans and science, or sorcery as they call it. Senku cannot enter the town, but I'm not sure how the elders and the bodyguards of Ryu is gonna feel about it. But they did say in the end of the episode, Senku to Chrome, that for us to heal Ryu's sickness, we have to create the greatest medication on Earth, which is antibiotics. Because that's most likely why she's sick, is bacteria. So antibiotics is the perfect thing to counteract that. So that's going to be their next journey. They're going to build that medication for her. We don't know where they're going to go to get the materials. That's going to be for a whole next episode. But this was a really great episode. Very entertaining, hilarious. Again, I can't stress the artwork, the animation, the opening and ending songs, all that good stuff. It's straight up A. Like, this is going to be one of those really great series. Would it compete with like One Piece, Attack on Titan, Hunter x Hunter? I wouldn't say yes just yet, but give it a while. Believe me, it's gonna develop on you, even if this is not your type of thing. Because again, this is not an action anime. It's more of a slice of life anime, but thrown back in the past, trying to build up to the future. So there might be a couple of battles here and there and some funny stuff, but this is more a slice of life / comedy show. So if that's not your thing, you may not like it. But then it is a very interesting and well-written show. But tell me down below what you like and didn't like about the episode, and how you feel about it, and how do you think they're going to make the antibiotics, and are they going to be able to heal Ryu, the princess of this village, before she dies or whatever disease she has. And do you think that Senku's going to succeed in getting everybody on his side to fight Shishio, since he's trying to create a kingdom of science to combat what Shishio is going to do? Tell me down below what you think, but that's all I have for you. Peace out and have a good one.